Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing Punch. Let me take the major headlines. So NLC, that's the Nigerian Labour Congress, they've called for an immediate reversal of the recent increase in petrol pump prices, citing the adverse effects it's having on citizens. Yesterday, the NNPC had increased the pump price of the fuel from 897 to 1,030 per litre in Abuja, and from 885 in Lagos to 998. So Joe Ajero, president of the NLC, in a statement expressed deep dismay over the government's continuous trend of raising fuel prices at the expense of the populace. Ajero criticized the role of NNPCL in setting fuel prices, describing it as monopolistic practice and undermines market fairness. He stressed the need for the government to formulate a comprehensive economic growth and not these ad hocism, ad hoc policies. That's what he's trying to say. And so he said that the government must put together a proper drawing board, to come back to the drawing board to provide better economic solutions for this petrol issue.
I've got the trial of the immediate past governor of the CBN is still ongoing. And on Wednesday, a former CBN deputy governor, Edward Adamu, testified as a fourth witness. So in his own words, he said that during his time as a CBN staff, he witnessed previous redesigns of the Naira carried out with the aim of addressing issues of volume of currency in circulation, inflation, counterfeiting, and general currency management, amongst others. But he claimed that the 2022 Naira redesign exercise carried out by Emefiele during, that administration was without the approval of either the president or the CBN board, contrary to the law. So he explains that there's a standard procedure for Naira redesign, and it originates from the director of currency operations and then it's passed to the committee of governors, who then forwards it to the CBN board for approval before it reaches the president. But Emefiele bypassed this process. There's he's alleging that there was an approval that was brought by Emefiele, which may have not been the real, from the presidency. It's interesting because I don't know how he would have gone as far as he did with that redesign without the approval of the president, but we'll hear them, we'll hear what they're saying. They said that there was a design and that the final design did not even correspond with the design from the president.
Yeah,
we are hearing
when they said the defense counsel, he only asked him one question. So maybe it's just that the paper didn't write all the questions.
Okay.
Or he only had one question to ask him.
And sometimes
they will write everything.
No, sometimes even
in
litigation like that, you can ask one question and establish your case. There's no point.
Okay.
The establishment was not a good establishment.
So maybe you should go to the court through YK.
No, I don't need to go to the court. For what?
Should we move on to Daily Sun?
No, please, let me. A 20-year-old Tunde Fajobi passed away in a swimming accident. He went to a party at the hotel with his friends, and apparently he couldn't swim, and he didn't tell anybody. He just walked to the swimming pool, and he drowned. He said a resident in the area had said that's how someone last week too
had died.
That one didn't die. They saved that one before he died. They are thinking that this one, maybe he was drunk before he walked into the swimming pool.
Yeah.
Daily Sun, outrage over fresh petrol hike. Let's find a story of not taking. Plateau killings, 3 family members unborn baby killed in renewed attack in Bokos. Ganduje dismisses North Central APC stakeholders 7-day resignation ultimatum. Senate in rousing session over local government autonomy. Traditional rulers demand 5% share from local government allocation. Please, who has that story?
It's me.
Nima. Please, download it.
So, traditional rulers led by the Abdullahi Omegwa, the Osana of Keyana, a community in Nasarawa State, have gone to the chairman of Revenue Mobilization and Allocation and Fiscal Commission to see him as regards payment of the 5% constitutionally approved for traditional rulers from the FAC money. So they are now insisting that this money used to come through the local government, but since the Supreme Court has given local government autonomy, they are also asking, along with the one I took on the other day, that the money should be deducted from source and paid directly to each traditional ruler. I commend this traditional ruler and his spokesperson, Samson Yare, the Chumanda of Akwangwa, who is speaking on their community of community rulers in Nasarawa State. They are fighting for other traditional rulers now. Did not see when the result come, other people benefit from it. But now...
So is that they don't trust the local government chairman to handle...
He said that over time, these deductions have suffered different definition. Because chairmen of local government are more answerable to state governors than the traditional rulers. Right. So to avoid any of such help us to deduct.
So shouldn't that be a House of Assembly issue, where the states are ensuring that the money that you get goes directly to the...
The Houses of Assembly already passed their laws. The Constitution actually confirms their percentage, which is 5% of whatever is paid to local government.
I didn't know
they are saying it in this report.
How will they know what?
Yeah, and so
then the announcement.
No, but Ramfak or whoever is in charge should know how much is paid per local government.
I didn't even know that constitutionally they are supposed to give them 5%. I didn't know that.
They are saying it's constitutionally approved. The 5% of every local government allocation is for traditional rulers.
To be direct.
Pay to direct.
Everybody wants direct now.
Pay direct. Pay direct. I support.
Direct credit.
Shouldn't be hard, actually.
This one is direct credit. It's not direct credit.
I know that story.
Yes, I do.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I have my own. Ganduje is replying. The chairman of the North Central APC Stakeholders Forum. That one had given him an ultimatum. 7 days, resign in 7 days. So he has said that...
See, he has squinted.
No. I'm not, he says, don't worry about the squinting. He says that...
replied him.
He has replied him through his spokesperson or through his...
media person?
Media person. Don't worry, I can't get there, but his name is Okpala. He said that that's so-called chairman has mental issues.
Wow.
In fact, you have to give me time to just...
Please take your time.
Let me just read it for you. He says the... No, this is what...
This gossip
is not dropping.
Yeah, Ike will get it. Should I come to Miriam and I'll come back to you?
Yeah.
Do you want to get
take your story. I'll come back to Ike. Okay. Take your story.
Yeah, so in Plateau State, the chairman of Bokos Community Development Council has said that, so there was an attack on a community last Monday. It's a Christian community called Wumat, and the people believe that this was done to prevent them from casting their elections because it happened just 2 days before, the local government elections. And the story is that, this is a small community, Christian community, and this attack, Fulani, they are alleged to be Fulani attackers. They said they could hear them speaking that particular language and had come and killed, in a single family, a father, son, and daughter were killed. A heavily pregnant woman, her child was killed, she was shot. The child inside her was killed, but, she survived. And they feel that, also they said that there was an intelligence report that they had gotten because they had seen movements of these terrorists from the Plateau-Nasarawa border coming into the community. And then this happened 2 days before the election. So they believe that this has to do with that elections to stop them from casting their vote. This is another sad story from Plateau State.
Really sad indeed. Mike, you ready for our story? Please go ahead.
He says that he was responding through the...
Mike, you have to start from the beginning. Some people do not get it. What happened?
I'm going... The former Ghana governor and the APC chairman is responding to the chairman of the APC North Central Forum. So he says that... emphasizing on it's an illegal entity. Okay. He says that, in fact, his mental health has been called to question. He says he has proved to be an unrepentant political loose cannon without respect for the rule of law, and he has no regards for judgment of the courts. His continuous vituperations after the case he filed against the national chairman of the APC, Dr. Ganduje failed, shows that he has no regard or respect for the courts. if he has any atom of wisdom or intelligence, he should go back and study the grounds upon which the case was thrown out and understand the court's judgment was in tandem with the position of the Supreme Court in the same case. It is high time APC members called in North Central, call him to order, because this embarrassment is a nuisance. And yeah, it is also not out of place for the National Work Committee of the party to take steps to bring Zazaga, is that it?
Yes.
Zazaga to a book for subversive actions against the party.
This is spokesperson for Dandije speaking.
Responding.
He has not finished. He says
plenty things.
I read it. I was just
like
laughing.
this kind of gist.
And it was just fitting my belly.
It's looking like a wicked response.
Honestly, at first I thought, are you sure it's not what you're talking about?
You like this kind of gist. Let us move on.
Oh,
If I give you the time, then you move.
You have to read the whole thing. If you give me the time, it says he should be subjected to immediate psychiatric examination.
That was where you were looking for.
That was the punchline. That was the punchline you're looking for. Vanguard. Oh my goodness. Anger as petrol price goes up, third time in 2 months. Unilag UI lose top ranking as CU emerges best Nigerian University in 2024. That's Covenant?
Yes, Covenant.
Army probes brigade commander over alleged diversion of palliatives. Federal government will flush out bandits, criminals from Northwest, says Matawale. FG Gazette executive order on zero VAT excise duties for manufacturing firms. Military lacks weapons, morale to defeat terrorists, says Ndume. Okay, which story are we starting with?
So the federal government has, with the intention of making available to Nigerians cheaper pharmaceutical and medical products, they removed the VAT, and this has been gazetted. According to the Federal Ministry of Health, Social Welfare, Head of Information and Public Relations, Mr. Alababa Logun, he announced it, and he said the aim of the executive order is a directive from the President to provide relief to local pharmaceutical and medical device manufacturers. And so now the ministry confirmed that copies of this gazette removing VAT and customs and excise duties from these products will be given to the Federal Inland Revenue Service, the Nigerian Customs, and every other related agencies. So hopefully this will, of course, drop the price of medicine at the end of the day, or pharmaceutical products at the end of the day. Remember, we are taking that some pharmaceutical companies were leaving and people were responding here.
So I've got in Sokoto, the federal government will get rid of bandits, terrorists, and other criminal gangs terrorizing the Northwest. That's the Minister of State for Defense, Bello Matawali, speaking in Sokoto. He said that if he was talking to the people in the state, he said that if they recall, it is part of the current administration's directive on the minister and military chiefs to relocate to Sokoto and flush out all culprits terrorizing the areas. And so that's why he's back in Sokoto to coordinate this assignment of flushing all bandits and other criminals. He says they have recorded some level of achievements. Our troops killed notorious gang leaders and group members in different places. Relative peace has so far been restored, specifically in Sokoto, Zamfara, and Katsina states. He says he's optimistic that the gallant troops will sustain the strides and continue to record success through Operation Fansanyama, which is ongoing in the fight against these criminals in the Northwest, Matawali said. And, so on and so forth, just, also reiterating that, they will keep fighting, they will never, until they win the war against these bandits. And, he said a lot of encouraging and optimistic message to our gallant soldiers and the military for all the hard work that they're doing, and says, they'll always be with the people. They're not abandoning this fight until they win it.
Okay, that's all we can take.
Okay.
You have a story?
Where gunmen attacked the Ehime Mbano local government area of Imo State, killing several soldiers. They said they came in, they had first set fire to the National Open University of Nigeria last week, and then they came a week later, they killed, they touched the residence of Frank Ebezim, a former senator of Imo North. Then in a viral video, they could hear them chanting battle songs with several, while setting several operational vehicles on fire. They kept chanting, "We are the angels, we are the angels. The army men have run away. Why are they running?" The residents in the area are saying that they're living in fear. They even, while they were chanting, they said today is the 8th of October. So just in case we are not sure that is now, they were talking, singing the dates and everything.
All right, that's all we can take on Front Page Review. When we come back, move on to our next segment. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.